instead of using the face reading, if she expresses it as her opinion, it doesn't come out like he's strategic, but he's very strategic. So since she is classy and sophisticated, it may appear for some people that she's not approachable. He's quick to react. He not respond but react. Be consistent with her loyalties. Having a breakup and entering, some people might be going through a financial crunch. This can be long-standing. It can lead to PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorders, depression, anxiety. It could be because of the past traumas. It may not be just the house.
Hello everyone, I am Gayatri Nirmal and today's guest is not an actor but an engineer who worked with AI intelligence and turned into a psychologist. She quit her job to pursue her passion. And today we are going to understand the psyche of a human mind when they are inside the Bigg Boss house. Please welcome Kavya Kanupuru.
Hi Gayatri.
Hello Kavya.
Thank you for the introduction.
So, how do you think a human mind reacts when they are told that they're going to get inside a house for 60 days or more without any interaction with the outside world?
Okay, so this is something we all have faced when the lockdown was announced, right? We were inside our own houses. So what was the first reaction you got when it was announced that you can't step out of the house? There's panic, there is fear. So similarly, the Bigg Boss kind of scenario, it's not just you locked up in your house, it's a different house. And you are not going to use any of the mobile phones or any of the gadgets that you regularly use. Your family is not there. You're going to stay with strangers. And, it's a pressurized environment where you are asked to complete certain tasks, or, your lifestyle entirely changes and you are enclosed. So you might feel initially maybe something challenging or something excited, but once you are in the house, you can see that there are a lot of emotional outbursts, a lot of panic attacks, anxiety, and triggers. Although it is a very small thing, people tend to react in an amplified way. That's because it could be because of the past traumas. It may not be just the house, but when it's a stressful environment, a challenging environment, then the past traumas can get triggered and the reactions looks very amplified. So
yeah,
these are some of things that can happen when you are in that kind of a house that for a very long time.
And especially in today's time, the digital age, we are so used to our gadgets. It's like the first thing we do when we wake up is we check our phone. We are constantly on it. And to imagine life without that?
Certainly. So it's like any other withdrawal, right? And it's all of a sudden, although you're agreeing to it, you didn't face that situation unless you're inside that and you don't have something you're familiar with. It causes a lot of anxiety and sometimes even depression.
Okay.
So not just that, your family environment is your comfort environment, and we are going out of that. That is also kind of a withdrawal thing.
Also, we see that when these contestants enter the house, within a few days, within the first week, they tend to develop a very strong liking towards someone. And it's termed as love. So do you think it's possible to fall in love with someone so easily, or it's just infatuation?
As I said, it's a very stressful and pressurized environment. And we all crave for that attachment. Your loved ones are not with you. Your friends are not with you. Your family is not with you. But you want to feel safe. You want to feel secure. And you want to get into some kind of an attachment. It's a need. It's a biological need for a human being. And we are social animals. So for that, you get attracted to someone who you're comfortable with. That's quite common. But over the time, not sure if these relationships sustain. Some relationships may sustain because together they are facing challenging situations. And in challenging situations, you get to see your worst. And if you're still liking each other, if you're still able to manage with each other, then it can work out.
Yeah, because there are many contestants from the house that are still happily married and are in a very strong relationship even now. But at the same time, there are some relationships that they appeared very strong inside the house. But then the moment one person got eliminated, the relationship also went fizzled out.
The elimination, see, sometimes it's betrayal. The one you're in relationship with, or one you call them to be like, I'm liking this person or I'm in love with this person, might also try to eliminate you. And that's betrayal. And once you're out of that environment and once you process your trauma, you're a different person. So you might not be liking that person outside.
Okay.
So, and also your perspectives. When you're stressful, you have different perspectives. The way you look at the world is limited. But once you're happy, you look at the world in an entirely different way. So you might have liked the person when you are stressed out. And once you're out of it, you may not be having the same kind of liking towards that person.
We've also seen that people of very cheerful nature, they go very quiet inside the Bigg Boss house. For example, our recent contestant, Cyrus Procha, he had to take an emergency exit.
Mm-hmm.
So why, I mean, he's very popular, he's a very jovial person, but it wasn't the same when he was inside.
Yeah, personality is something which we think that it is going to be stagnant throughout, but that's not true. Personality traits change. This is challenging and very limited world. You can't go out or you can't step out. Then the way you react to whatever is coming your way is going to be way different than how you usually react. You might have seen in your life there are people who go through some life transition and their personality changes. So it would be similar to that. It's very similar to that. But it's intense stress at a time on a human being to do everything, and you don't have anyone to trust there. Because the nomination for eliminating one person, that keeps happening. Today he is your friend. Tomorrow he or she is not your friend. So when you don't or can't trust anyone, people go silent. The sense of humor might fade off.
Correct.
But it can be temporary. Once they're out and once they are all cleared, the emotional baggage, everything gets processed, they can get back to where they are. And it's all related to their traumas, experiences. As we gain experience, we keep changing our views of the world. So that's the reason.
What do you think the contestants should do in such situations where they are inside the house to keep themselves calm?
First and foremost, deep breathing. Deep abdominal breathing works like a charm to calm your nerves down. And the second thing, they can meditate, be mindful. We need to understand that this situation is a temporary phase. But people, once they get in and it becomes their day-to-day life, they forget that fact and tend to react to everything personal, at a personal level. So keep in mind that it's just temporary thing, and be focused on what you have. What was the purpose of agreeing to do that show?
The traumas might get triggered even by the smallest of the remark made by anyone.
Yeah.
So, and there are different kinds of shaming that happen inside inside this reality show. So, do you think it's the most conducive environment to be in?
Certainly not a conducive environment to be in. Especially people already have their emotional baggages. We are not sure what particular phase they are entering the show. Some people might be newly married and entering, some people might be having a breakup and entering, some people might be going through a financial crunch. the phase they're entering is also important. Their personality is important. How they cope with stress is important. Certainly not a conducive environment, and people do get affected. And sometimes, if they didn't go for therapy or if they don't actually seek a mental health professional's help, this can be long standing. It can lead to PTSD, post traumatic stress disorders, depression, anxiety. So these kind of things can happen.
They are in the house for so many days. Do you think it's impossible to be someone else? However, with so many cameras on you, does it make you cautious of how you behave and to maintain a certain image of yourself?
Yes, even we right now, we don't, maybe I may not be sitting like this all the time. I may get into my comfort zone. You may not be sitting like this all the time. So we all want to portray a certain image of ourselves to the world, and they're on watch all the time. So what do you usually want to portray to the world?
That you are a good person.
So you're going to suppress a lot of things, and these suppressed emotions will just get accumulated, and at once it'll burst out.
Do you think it's easier after all this? Do you think it's easier to come out in the real world and live happily? Maybe
Adjustment takes time. As I said, I'm comparing it to the COVID lockdown time. We all were inside the houses, fearful what would happen, we don't know. We couldn't reach out to loved ones sometimes, like if even the interstate traveling was stopped. So it was stressful, but we got back to normalcy over time. Most of us processed those emotions, and many people, if you notice, the number of people who are seeking mental health professionals for help has exponentially increased after COVID. So either with help of someone, or if you can self-retrospect and if you can answer things by yourself, you can come out of it and be normal. But there is a plus point to this. When you go through challenging situations, you also learn too many lessons which can help you. So we can take it in both the ways. They do reach normalcy. Some people may need help.
Yeah, like you said that seeking therapy is very important. What is the intensity in which the minds of these people get affected? Like, how far does it go to affect their mental health?
It again depends on person to person. As I said, every person has a different way of dealing with stress. Now let's say a person who was bullied a lot in his school and he had a lot of childhood trauma, and he enters this kind of a challenge and he gets bullied there, or he gets isolated, other members do not want to talk to him or her. The impact is higher, because it's just not what happened, it's what is happening right now, it's also what happened with that human being. So it's the intensity of the impact depends on the person and his personal experiences.
Have you ever heard of contestants coming out of the show and taking therapy?
Many. In fact, we have this misconception that therapy is for serious mental health conditions. That's not actually true. It's for everyone. Many contestants do seek therapy, but we all should also seek therapy, because anyone who wants to live a fulfilling, happy, healthier and productive life, therapy can help.
According to you, what do you think are the strengths and weaknesses of the contestant's name that I will take right now? Bebika Dhurve.
Bebika is outspoken, she's bold. These are her strong points. I wouldn't say weaknesses, but something people can work on, because weakness is a word I wouldn't want to use. So one thing she can work on is, instead of using the face reading, if she expresses it as her opinion, that can help her.
Okay. Abhishek Malhan.
Abhishek Malhan, he laughs a lot. He's fun-loving and he's also very strategic. It doesn't come out like he's strategic, but he's very strategic. Something he can work on is, it would be better if he provides feedback only when it is necessary. So that can help him go a long way.
Pooja Bhatt.
Pooja Bhatt is elegant, graceful, classy. So since she is classy and sophisticated, it may appear for some people that she's not approachable. She can be quite approachable, but because she stands apart from the crowd, so people might feel that she's not approachable.
Okay, Avinash Sachdev.
He's quick to react, not respond but react. Although he's very knowledgeable and his strong opinions sometimes come handy, but sometimes, if he considers others' opinions too, he need not agree with them. He can very amicably, solve the situation. But if he learns that, it's good for him.
Okay, Manisha Rani.
Manisha Rani, she is very expressive. The amount of emotion she brings in is quite colorful. Not everybody gets into her vibe. If she can, she's same with everyone. If she can actually tone it differently based on the person, she will be quite good.
Oh, Jiya Shankar.
It doesn't appear, it looks like that sweet, nice girl, but she's quite determined. When you see she's doing a task, her determination is quite good. What she needs is to gain some clarity, be consistent with her loyalties. If she can do that, it will benefit her.